Hey guys, and welcome to this episode of D3Live. So guys, for the fourth episode we will be talking about a topic that a lot of you guys are wondering about. Should you jailbreak iOS 4? Okay guys, so this kind of splits off into a lot of different categories. Obviously iOS 4 will be on second, the third generation iPod Touch, as well as the iPhone 3G, 3GS, and the iPhone 4. Okay? Because there's a lot of questions whether you even should jailbreak. Actually, this is a question I had last week at last week's D3 Live. So guys, it comes down to a lot of depending on what you like to do. So of course, iOS 4, if you didn't know already, comes with a lot of big features that will be really helpful. It comes with multitasking for the not for the iPhone 3G and the iPod Touch second generation, but I'll get to that in a minute. But it comes with multitasking, allows you to change your background, and it also comes with a lot of smaller features such as the Game Center, so you can go ahead and do online gaming with your friends. A lot of more, such as iAds, which that's not really something you would really want to care about. But there are a lot of upgrades in iOS 4. It's a big upgrade, and there are a lot of really cool things in it. But guys, the main thing is, I mean, obviously iOS 4 is going to be free for everyone. So if you can get it, you probably should. There's not a lot of reason to stay on 3.0, 3.1, whatever. But the main thing is, should you jailbreak it? Now, guys, before you ask, yes, it is possible to jailbreak. In fact, I have on my iPod Touch right now, it is jailbroken on iOS 4. Now guys, currently today, now of course this might change here in the next day, 2 days, week, you know, stuff happens fast, but currently today you can only jailbreak on the iPod Touch second generation and the iPhone 3G. And the main reason to do that is to go ahead and enable a lot of the features that you get on iOS 4. Now guys, what that means is that in iOS 4, if you have an iPod Touch second generation or iPhone 3G, you do not get a lot of the cool features. So for example, multitasking, you don't get it. You don't get background changing. You don't get even a battery percentage icon. So guys, that is one of the major reasons to jailbreak if you have one of those two devices. Because really easily and simply with Red Snow, you can go ahead and just check a couple of boxes, and it will let you multitask, and it will let you go ahead and put the backgrounds behind your home screen. Guys, this works great. Apple says that the hardware isn't there. That's totally wrong. I have my iPod Touch second generation, and it works just fine with multitasking, flipping through apps. I mean, of course there's a slight slowdown, but guys, it's totally worth to go ahead and do it. So guys, if you have one of those two devices, I mean, it shouldn't even be a question. Absolutely jailbreak it. Okay. Now, guys, if you have an iPod Touch third generation, an iPhone 3GS, or an iPhone 4, well then it kind of depends. Now, a lot of people I know are kind of intimidated by jailbreaking, and it's understandable. I mean, especially in the early days, it was really easy to brick it or to just to totally kill your device. And that really scared a lot of people. I know a lot of people got burnt, they're totally killing their devices and stuff. But guys, today jailbreaking is very safe and it's very easy. I mean, take for example Spirit, the last jailbreak that came out. Guys, you plug it in, you click a button, 3 minutes later your iPod or iPhone's jailbroken, or iPad. Simple as that. Okay, guys, so jailbreaking, now it's not always that easy. Sometimes, for example, Red Snow, it takes just a little bit more effort. But generally, guys, if you can't jailbreak, if it takes more than 5-10 minutes to jailbreak, I mean, guys, that's almost unheard of, okay? Now, guys, a lot of the things that while you would jailbreak, there are a lot of perks. So, for example, you obviously get Cydia, and that is basically like your new app store. You obviously do have your original app store, but now you have a Cydia app store where you can download all kinds of apps that Apple, for whatever reason, doesn't want you to have. So, guys, this really wide-ranging. If you already have jailbroken before, you know all about Cydia. But if you don't, I'll give you just a really brief thing. So guys, some of the things you can get are you can get like Winterboard, which allows for really full customization. You can change your icons, all that kind of stuff. Before iOS 4, we've had people have been able to backgrounds for a very long time. So we've had stuff like that. So a lot of the stuff that Apple didn't want to or wasn't ready to give, Cydia will go ahead and let you have immediately. But guys, there are a lot more things such as themes. Tweaks, and well guys, when I say tweaks, I mean really you can tweak almost anything through Cydia. I mean you can have crazy battery icons. I mean you can even have different like home screen. You have news on your home screen. I mean guys, there's a lot of customization available through Cydia. You can also get emulators for games, for example, so you can play like your Super Nintendo on your iPod Touch, stuff like that, which really makes it good. But on the other hand though, not everybody needs to. So for example, maybe you're just, you just have just make calls on your iPhone 4, for example. You just want to, get on the internet, and maybe just multitasking. I mean, that's fine. So guys, I mean, not everybody. With iOS 4, beforehand, I pretty much recommended that anybody should jailbreak. But with iOS 4, it's not for everybody now. I mean, still for me, I'll probably jailbreak always just because I like to be able to be open. I like to do whatever I want with my device. But for a lot of people, you really don't need to. I mean, it's not a big deal, and jailbreaking doesn't hurt anything. I mean, sometimes you might have a small problem. All it takes, guys, plug it into iTunes, click restore, you're back to where you started. No harm done, okay, guys? So, it's not that big of a deal. So, guys, it's really a hard question. I mean, if you have an iPod Touch 2nd generation or an iPhone 3G, guys, it goes without saying, absolutely jailbreak. I mean, just purely for getting the features of the newer models. If you just want to jailbreak for that and never touch City, then, guys, you would be justified. But, guys, even with any device, really, that will be able to be jailbroken, and of course, none of the other devices are jailbroken this second. They will have it, in the next few days, week, 2 weeks, month. They will be working on it. But, guys, really, I do recommend you jailbreak if you really want to be able to do everything that your iPod or iPhone is capable of. So yeah, guys, I mean, that's just kind of help you out. I know I get a ton of questions every day about, whether I should jailbreak or not. Questions, problems, all that kind of stuff. So I figured I'd make a video on D3Live, kind of explain a little bit about what jailbreaking does, some of the pros and cons to hopefully help you guys out. Okay, guys, so as always, in the second segment of D3Live, I will be taking live Skype calls. All of this is done live in front of Blog TV. We've got a bunch of people in here, so let's go ahead and take some calls. So let's go ahead and answer one. Hello, Devin, are you there?
Yeah, I have a question. HTC Evo 4G or iPhone 4, and why?
I think iPhone 4. I mean, I like Android. I think the HTC Evo 4G is a really solid phone, but I think the iPhone is just a better overall package. I mean, iOS 4 is really solid. We finally have multitasking. I mean, it's hands down the most polished OS, pretty much out of anything. And not to mention, I kind of like the fact that iPhone has a smaller screen. It's a higher resolution screen. It's a higher quality screen. But one of my bigger problems with the HTC Evo is that it's so big. I mean, I've seen one, I've used one, and it is really, I mean, it's usable, but it's almost too big, I think the iPhone's about the right size for a phone, and, that's just kind of my personal opinion. But, yeah, so, is that it, or?
The front-facing camera on both. What's the difference?
Well, I know the front-facing camera on the HTC Evo 4G is just a standard, like a 0.3 megapixel webcam. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's not really high quality. I think from what I've seen of the video from the iPhone 4 front-facing camera, it seems to be a little bit better. It seems to be, I mean, almost similar to like the original iPhone rear camera. So I think I haven't actually seen the iPhone 4. I haven't actually had one, so I don't know for sure. But from what I've seen, it looks like it probably has a better front-facing camera. But it's kind of hard to say. But yeah, so
the designs. Do you like the iPhone 4 better, or the iPhone or the HTC?
iPhone. I mean, I like the way that. I mean, it's a really thin phone. I mean, of course, I am saying this because I've never actually seen one. Obviously, it's not out yet. But from what I've seen, the design looks really solid. I mean, not to say that I don't like the HTC Evo 4G. I mean, I keep saying the iPhone's better. I mean, I do like the HTC Evo 4G. And if I was going to have to buy a phone this second, I couldn't get the iPhone, I probably would get it. But I just don't think that the addition of 4G and Android is enough to just overtake the huge thing that the iPhone's 4 is going to be,
Alright, thank you.
Hey, thanks for the call. Okay, let's go ahead and take another call here. Hello, Ben, are you there?
Yeah, this is iPod Touch.
Oh, hey!
What do you think of Project Connect for the Xbox 360? Do you think it's worth it, or why are you going to get it, and why?
That's a great question. When it was called Natal and they showed a lot of the demos, I was really impressed with it. I thought it was going to be a really cool thing to be able to not use, controllers or anything. I thought that was going to be really cool. But now that I've seen more of it and seen actually some of the games and seeing the price tag, I mean, $150 is, I mean, that's half the price of the Xbox as is. But the more I see it, I'm not really convinced that it's going to be worth it. I think it has potential. I think that it could be really impressive. But for right now, for the games I've been seeing, I just don't think it's quite going to be worth it. I think maybe here in 6 months, a year, or maybe we see like Call of Duty or some more like hardcore Xbox games instead of these like Wii kind of things. We see some like standard like maybe Gears of War or some kind of normal Xbox game that I might like to play in the first place, and it just so happens to work with Kinect, then I might want to have to take a look at it. But I just don't see myself spending $150 to buy Kinect when it just doesn't seem to be a really big thing. I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
I don't actually have an Xbox, so I couldn't get it. But do you think the PS3 Move would be a little better than it because it's a lot cheaper? Or
Well, actually, the PS Move, okay, it's $50 for the main controller. But the thing with the PS Move is that the Kinect, you just buy one, and that's it. The PS Move, you need a controller, the main controller. You sometimes need the sub-controller, and then you need a PlayStation Eye no matter what. So, if you were wanting to get, I'm gonna get the numbers wrong here. I think if you were trying to get a sub-controller, a main controller, and the PSI, it's probably going to run you not much less than the Kinect. But on the other hand, it does look more advanced. But again, I'm not really a huge fan of any. I mean, the Wiimote's pretty decent, but I'm not really into the PS Move or Kinect or even the Wii. I mean, I don't know. I think that motion controls and everything are getting there. They're getting better. But I really think before it really gets huge, I think that it'll probably be the next, in the PlayStation 4 and like the Xbox 720 and the Wii HD. The next generation of consoles, I think, is really when the motion control is going to come through. So right now, honestly, I'm probably not going to buy any of these new motion controls. Maybe once I see some big games coming out for them, but until then, I'm probably going to just wait it out. So, of course, that's just my opinion, Okay, thanks for the call.
Yep, thanks.
Okay, let's take one more call here. Hello, Justin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's your question, man?
What's your thoughts on E3 so far?
On E3?
Yeah.
Well, I think Microsoft kind of surprised everybody with the Xbox 360 Slim. I mean, it did get late the night before, but I think the Xbox is pretty solid. They showed quite a few good games. Gears of War looks great. A lot of the games looked pretty cool, but Sony did a pretty decent job. They practically just showed games and games and games and games, which quite a few of them looked pretty good. But I think Nintendo really was the one that made E3 awesome, in my opinion. I think, showing the 3DS was great, and then they just kept showing. I mean, it's like every 2-3 minutes they show a big new game, and a lot of the games looked really cool. So I think E3 was really cool this year, and I think Nintendo did the best job. I think they all did a pretty decent job, but I think Nintendo, between showing the 3DS and showing just all these really impressive looking games, I think Nintendo did the best. So.
Right, I agree.
Well, hey, thanks for the call, man.
Yep, you too. Take it easy.
I will. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and take one more call here. Got a little bit more time here. Hello, Austin, are you there?
Yep.
Hey, what's your question, man?
I have two questions. Do you prefer PlayStation or Xbox?
I started my first video game system was the original PlayStation. I loved it. I didn't get a PlayStation 2 for a while, but I still like PlayStation a lot. But I have never gotten a PlayStation 3. I've played the Xbox for a long time, and to be honest, I'm kind of more into Xboxes right now. I mean, if this was like the original PlayStation and stuff, I'd probably pick that. But today, I like the Xbox 360. I mean, it's just a really solid thing. There's tons of games for it. They're cheap. They tend to be cheaper, when you get used and when they go on sale and stuff. The games tend to be cheaper on the PlayStation 3. on the Xbox. And I don't know. I'm just kind of partial to the Xbox myself.
Alrighty, and my next question is, what is your favorite iPod Touch case?
That's one of the only things about like the iPod Touch and iPhone that I really don't pay too much attention to. I never really buy the expensive cases. I mean, I've got maybe like 3 or 4 cases over like a year and a half of having my iPod Touch. Currently, I actually have this case right here, which I don't even know the name of. If I was buying a case though right now, I probably would be the Pixel Candy Shell. See, I don't even know the names of these. The Candy Shell probably does look pretty cool, but to be honest, I am not an expert in any way on the cases, but
Alright, thank you.
Hey, thanks for the call. Okay, guys, so that will be it for this 4th episode of D3 Live. Guys, this is a show that I do. It's live on Blog TV. I do it every Saturday. So guys, if you want, check it out next time. I'll always post a link. I'll post a video up on my channel, so feel free to subscribe to catch it. I put a video up, and you guys can go ahead. I talk to people, everybody on Blog TV. Then I talk and take live Skype calls, and we just have some fun. We just talk, hang out. So anyway, guys, I'd like to thank you for watching a lot. If you enjoyed, just be sure to subscribe. But if not, it's no big deal either. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.